Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much. Welcome to our third IBF Malaysia PocketBook Talk session, where we get to know our members closer and closer. And before we start with the guest of the day, allow me to introduce a little bit about IBF to all of you. So IBF, International Business Forum, is the third subcommittee under CRT International. The first one is WiLAT, second one is Next Gen, and the third one is IBF. This is established to address the need for our corporate and individual members, business owners in areas concerning business networking. So because the first one is focusing, WiLAT is focusing on women in logistics. Next Gen is focusing on the next generation of the leaders in logistics and transport. So IBF is focusing on the business part of the institute. So in our CRT universe, we have close to 40 countries right now, and we're reaching far and beyond. We have our global members. We are approaching 50,000 global members, and IBF is growing every day. So right now in Malaysia, we have about 150 members, IBF members, and we offer members to connect, to do business with each other, to explore the vast CRT universe, and also participate beyond their current local market. So now it's time for me to introduce the guest, who is an IBF member, and her company is also the corporate member of CILT. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Puan Farah, Puan Siti Farah Dila binti Dato' Aslah, and so Farah, can you share a little bit about yourself, your work, and your role at CILTM?
Okay, my name, as you all know, as introduced by Faiz. Thank you, Ms. Faiz. Siti Farah Aslah. I work as Managing Director for Destination Transport Malaysia Sdn Bhd, and that is just one of my roles. Actually, I'm Managing Director for a few other companies, transport related. Our main business activity is in the transportation of passenger transportation, namely taxis in Klang Valley as well as around Malaysia. I joined CILT dah lama sebenarnya, quite some time back, but I was not active for a few years until I rejoined again and became active again in 2017, around that year, and I started joining Next Gen for a few years, about 3 years under Datuk Mujahid, and then now currently I'm in WiLAT. I joined WiLAT because I reached the limitation of age in Next Gen, unfortunately. So now I'm actively joining WiLAT, Women in Logistics and Transport, subsection of Charity Malaysia. And at the moment, my role is as Secretary of WiLAT. So a little bit on WiLAT is that we have about 1,228 members, and we also have friends of WiLAT, and we have section heads from each state in Malaysia, including Sabah and Sarawak. Currently, we have around, we have a section head from Sabah, Johor, Penang, Melaka, Perak, Terengganu, and of course KL. In terms of activity for WiLAT is actually we're not just focusing on women activities in logistics. We are also the corporate communication branch for Charity Malaysia under WiLAT Malaysia Inspire Kitchen, where we do a lot of activities at universities and educational institutions in and around Malaysia. to spread word about CRLT, its role, as well as our activity sharing of experience, knowledge transfers. So we do invite guests from local universities, from our corporate members, from our members, as well as our fellows. So what we do during the WiLAT Malaysia Inspire Kitchen is we do cooking with the team farm to table, whereby we do a simple dish with the help of our guests while we do the similar like to Pocket Talk, but our focus is on students lah. So that's a little bit about myself. So shall we go to the next question, Mr. Faiz?
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. We're really happy to have you here, yeah, Farah. Okay, okay, like you explained just now, your company, you come from a passenger transport industry. Unlike the other business are carrying cargo, you are carrying passengers, yeah. So I believe you may have been a big challenge during the pandemic, the 2 years of pandemic. And can you share your experience? How was it, and how did you overcome this? Thank you.
Right. Basically, before I go into that, let me explain a bit about our company. We have been Destination Transport Malaysia Pilihan Berhad. Originally, our company name was Comfort Corporation Pilihan Berhad. We were established in 1987. So this year we'll be celebrating our actually almost 40 years anniversary. But it started off as a family business. Founded by my late father, Arwah Dato' Asla bin Abdullah, and my father was previously a taxi driver. So using his experience as a taxi driver, he started managing a few taxi permits, and then we grow from there until we reach what we are here today. So right now we are at around our permits currently stand at 627 permit. However, due to challenges that we face throughout the years, especially in recent years, the biggest one that we have yet to face, we have faced a lot of economic downturns, you know, and whatnots during the years. But the biggest challenge that I can say that our industry is facing is the pandemic of COVID-19. Why? Is because our industry is very passenger centric. So when we had the situation of lockdown, it really affects our business to a point where we are not able to do business at all, basically. And throughout the years, we do face challenges in terms of competitors such as e-hailing passenger transportation. However, when the pandemic came, it affected all, including e-hailing, not just taxis. So that's why the challenge is so much bigger than facing a competitor. So at this moment, when we first face, we've experienced pandemics before, such as SARS back in when it started in Hong Kong a few years back, but nothing at the scale of what COVID-19 has become, and at this point has become an endemic lah. But at that point of time, no one had a previous experience handling a pandemic of this size that affects the whole world. So SARS last time affected only Asian, which is Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Asian lah, Southeast Asia. But COVID-19 affected the whole world, not just Asia, not just one region, but the whole world. So the effects is really immense, and the effects is really struck us at our very core lah. So effectively, when we face the challenge of e-hailing as our competitor, we do face a reduction in market share. And at that point, our focus more on tourism and as well as business travelers. So when pandemic hits and MCO was put in effect, that really gave a very high impact on our passenger. Basically, because traveling is not allowed, and borders are closed. Therefore, no arrivals from KLIA, and really the livelihood of drivers are really affected. So at that point of time, what we tried to do was try to focus on the local travel, but still lockdowns really impose a lot of restrictions in how people move from one place to another. Therefore, we suspended our services for during the first lockdown, basically. But we do continue our service after the MCO 1.0, because there's also demand from passengers who would like to go to the hospitals, would like to go for to work, in which it is not advisable to use large-scale public transport like MRTs and buses. It's a point-to-point kind of travel. However, at this point of time, we into 2022, we really see a lot of new SOPs have been changed. A lot of travel restrictions removed, and as of April 1st, tourists and arrivals have started. Borders are open, therefore we are able to accept tourists, business travelers. And so we really are very happy to report that business has been starting to regain its usual self, not to a point where it's pre-pandemic, but it's starting to get there, and we are very concerned about how we're going to move forward from here on out. I remember the time when we between MCO 1, in between the time of MCO 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, some of the steps that we take to follow the procedures is we had to put some kind of plastic enclosures between the drivers and the passenger, just to contain the spread, just to reduce. So that was a bit of a challenge lah. And I also had a few deaths among my drivers due to COVID-19, which is very unfortunate. However, that's a reality that we have to face, and that's what we can do from now on is just to follow the SOP much better. And of course, it's a lesson for all of us, not just my industry, all throughout the transportation and logistics industry. So is that long enough?
I'm sorry to hear about your loss, Farah. Hey, the traffic is so bad right now. I mean, are you back? Almost back to original?
Right now, we are picking up very much. We receive a lot of inquiries. We also right now at the moment testing our e-hailing application, which finally is setting off. So we are very happy to announce that we will be doing the launch soon, but we are still in testing mode. So I would. Yeah. So
do you have in every state in Malaysia, or right now only in Tran Valley?
Actually, it's you can use the application throughout Southeast Asia. Basically, there's no restriction. It's not to Malaysia only. So we have received bookings from Singapore, from Vietnam, and whatnot. However, since we have not recruited drivers from those countries, therefore we are not ineffective doing business there. However, we are focusing more on Malaysia, but even in Malaysia, we have received bookings from all over Malaysia, basically JB as well as Kuantan, as well as Penang as well. However, I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing any marketing, but I think because of the power of social media, so that is something that we really need to look into. Previously, we did some joint ventures in collaboration with e-hailing provider, but however, that did not work out very well, and so that's why we have decided that we should do on our own. That's why we only starting now. But we do have the experience of working on an e-hailing platform before. And so we believe that that will help us a lot in and promoting and marketing our new apps.
Oh yeah, we also learned that we've been hearing that you have been very actively involved in this what we call EV technician training. Yeah, can you share some information about this course and who will be our targeted audience to joining this EV program under CILTM?
Right. Apart from being secretary to WiLAT Malaysia, I'm also the secretary for Industry Linkages Committee, which is another committee under CILT Malaysia. And the objective of this industry is to bridge the gap between industry players and the government, including policies as well as stating any disadvantages faced by the industry players and bringing it to the government. And therefore, what we have observed is that in the Industry Linkages Committee, we have several clusters, and one of those clusters is electric vehicle. What we have identified in electric vehicle in Malaysia, the progress is with the government is announcing a lot of incentives, a lot of policy related announcements related to electric vehicle. However, on the grounds, the activities that are related to EV is still in infancy, and is still very new and very not effectively tackled. And one of the gap we have identified is with the incoming imports of electric vehicles, the need for electric vehicle technician to be able to maintain the cars are not sufficiently addressed. That's why we under Industry Linkages Committee, we have engaged with Malaysia Green Technology Corporation Malaysia. We have collaborate to develop EV technician module, in which the goal is to be able to produce labors in terms of electric vehicles expertise, including maintenance, including operating, including managing workshops, including owning workshop. Actually, that's the main goal basically. However, we did face a little bit of setback in terms of timing, because when we were talking about this collaboration and all, we were in the middle of Bulan Puasa and Hari Raya and all. But we should be on track soon. But however, the details of the workshops as well as the programs have not been finalized, and therefore I am not able to share more with you today. But it will be very soon as August. We have anticipated that we will be able to conduct our first course. So we are very looking forward to that, because exciting times. The Used Car Association, Pertama, have already started bringing in the electric vehicles to Malaysia market, and we look forward to seeing more the Teslas on the road. There are many more actually types of electric vehicles. However, of course, the most popular and the most famous one is Teslas lah, obviously. However, the issues faced some of the other issues that we are facing is the charging station, in which these different types, different types of vehicles from different types of manufacturers have different charging capacity, charging capability, and therefore CILT should take the role of addressing these issues as per in Industry Link Committee, to bridge the gap between the industry players and the government agency, and where we can able to improve or give suggestion. That's where CILT will come in. So definitely we take that role very seriously, and we're really working towards doing our role effectively. So there's a lot of activities which I cannot disclose at the moment.
Okay. Will your fleet be EV very soon?
Basically, we are looking forward. We have already begun talks with one of the providers. We would really hope to be one of the first taxi provider to provide electric vehicles in, but not in maybe we're unsure yet whether it should be a taxi or it should be e-hailing. We're unsure yet because of we haven't thoroughly studied the specification, because if we were to convert a vehicle to become a taxi, there's a lot of specifications you have to follow that involves you have to convert the car into a taxi. We need to have a specific color, specific body paint, specific things that need to be installed, like taxi meters and stuff. Whether the new cars suitable to be adjusted to those, I am unsure yet. Therefore, we are keeping it in mind, those restrictions, whether we should spend our budget on that or we should spend our budget on other things. You know, the economics of it, we haven't really finalized. We're still it's a new thing.
Yes, right.
There's no prediction towards it.
Okay, Farah, we have 10 minutes to go. We enjoyed all the information that you shared with us today, especially the EV one. I can't wait. Autonomous, too soon, yeah? Not yet, I know it's too soon. Would you like to share some passing notes, comments, or learnings to the audience, especially because your audience is not just the working people. We have students as well, and not just in Malaysia, and all over the world, yeah. Because we are over 48 countries. So,
right.
Why don't do you have anything to say?
Sure. Basically, I started working in this family business in 2001. It was quite an uphill battle for me because my background is actually not in business. My degree last time was in IT, basically, information technology. And therefore, my thinking is very structured, like kind of similar to engineers. So when I started joining my father, it was very hard for me to adapt to the thinking of a business, because business is not structured. It's sometimes ad hoc and sometimes it's not planned. It is structured in a way when it comes to accounting, but when it comes to making strategies, when it comes to making future plans, it's a little bit not as structured, so to speak. So, and especially when you're dealing with the operation part of the business, which is a day-to-day operation, definitely that is not structured at all, because sometimes you have to deal with issues that come up, out of nowhere, that you have to address immediately. You have to think fast. So it takes me a while to train myself and my brain, so to speak, to be able to handle all these different types of thinkings and types of managing issues. And therefore, I would say that I have made mistakes throughout my 20 years of experience. And I have made small mistakes, big mistakes, strategical mistakes, personal mistakes, but I've also made some good decisions, best decisions that benefits my staff, that benefits my business, benefits my drivers. And so I used to be very, how to say, hard on myself lah. Like when I make those mistakes, I feel like that's the end of the world. But however, that I've learned that it's a journey. So I'm sure that there's as Faiz mentioned, there's also students listening to this. Not to worry if you feel that you are not achieving anything. It's not that. It's just that you gauge your achievement towards yourself, not towards others. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that are achieving whatever it is that you meant to achieve, not others. So, so to me, it's like you have to motivate yourself that way, because if you feel that you are putting your achievements against someone else, then you will feel disappointed most of the time, because you are not that the other person, and that other person is not you. So at the end of the day, be yourself. If you don't achieve whatever that you plan to achieve at your own pace, maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe you will achieve it in later, maybe next year. So don't feel too bad about yourself, because nowadays after COVID, there's a lot of people with mental issues. We need to keep our mental health at that level, because I have seen people who doesn't deal with stress very well, and they end up being very depressed. They end up not happy with themselves, and it takes a while for them to come back to whoever they were before. So I would not wish to that for anyone, and I hope that everybody stay safe and stay positive. If you need help, ask for help. Don't be shy to ask for help. I mean, we know sometimes we feel that we can do it, but at the end of the day, if you need help, just ask for help. There's no need to be shy about it. So that would be my motto lah for now.
Thank you very much, Farah, for staying with us. Thank you to all our audience sitting out towards the end of our event. Our next talk show will be in fortnight time. You can view the recording video from our YouTube, from LinkedIn, Instagram. Yeah, you can view all of this. And especially for Farah, I mean the last part, we need to have a special webinar just on that. Mental illness. I'd like to know more, to pick your brain more on that later. Yeah.
No, honestly, that is when we have some drivers who have been in the cars for one day, for example. They have listened to so many people. So many people get in the car and get off the car.
Oh yeah, they become the punching bag and stuff. Yeah. So okay, so thank you very much. If everyone would like to know more about CLT Malaysia, please visit our website www.clt.org.my. Thank you, Siti Farah Dila. Thank you, Destiny. That's all for now. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.